Now I want to talk really briefly about the importance of scripting and kind of having an outline and an overview for your courses. Now you want to have a script or an outline for a lot of different reasons, but you also, one of the things I suggest that you do too is literally create a lecture where you go ahead and you read and just kind of give an overview of that outline so that people know exactly what's going to be in the course and when it's going to come, right? Now that's important, especially on Udemy, because watch time is an incredible metric on Udemy that Udemy literally goes through and, uses to measure how well your courses are and how much students engage with it, right? So you can get like 100 reviews really, really fast, but if nobody's watching any of your course, Udemy's going to know it's a dud, and they're not going to put a lot of weight on those reviews, right? So reviews are very, very important. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of other factors that are very, very important to ranking on Udemy. That said, you really need to focus on watch time and keeping people watching and engaging longer, right? Because just like YouTube or just like any other platform, Instagram, Facebook, Udemy makes their money by keeping people on the platform so that they can potentially sell them other courses as well and keep them engaged, right? So what I've been doing recently, probably on the last 10 courses, and I got this as a tip from another instructor that basically makes a lot on Udemy that I know of. And basically you'll see here, I have the course welcome where I basically just go through and I introduce people. This is one that I'm about to submit for review, that I basically go through and I introduce people to the business. I welcome them to the course, give them a little background on who I am and why, if they don't know who I am, and why, I'm teaching this and why I feel like I have a good insight into this, whatever this is. In this case, it's entrepreneurship and small business mindsets for success, right? So then the second lecture, I literally go through the overview and I'll preview it here so you can see it. Now that is super, super important and super, super underrated. So if I just mute this, let's mute this really fast. You literally see I go through and I talk about this in a nutshell. Now sometimes it'll be numbered and other times I'll just have it bullet points. And these are literally like the plan that I have in place for the specific lectures that I'm going to create, right? So I literally go course overview, goal setting strategies, the opposite of focus. Goal setting strategies, so goal setting, how to eliminate distractions, basically the opposite of focus. Taking inventory of your days and building momentum. Taking inventory, building momentum. The reason I do it like this, right, is so I give the overview. So first and foremost, I know exactly what I'm going to talk about, and I'll show you that here in a second, so that I hit on important points. I have outlines for everything. I have an outline for this course where I literally go through, and I'm not reading off of it, but I make sure before I film a lecture that I read it, and I kind of know exactly what I want to talk about. So I hit on all the main points. So I make sure that I don't miss any important information so you get the most bang for your buck. Now that's for this course, but the people in this course right here that are taking this course, I want the same thing for, right? It's very important that way, but it's also very important so that they know what they're going to be taught. Because let's just hypothetically say, and like I said, I got this tip from somebody else that I network with and that I trust significantly and has made a lot on Udemy. They basically say that, hey, you don't want to turn people off, because if you start a course with introduction and kind of building up to the advanced stuff, and a lot of the beginning is very basic, right? That might work for some students, but that's not going to work for a lot of students. So some people might come and get spoon-fed the basics in the first 3 lectures and just give up on the course because they think they already know all that stuff, not knowing that the last 10 are all the stuff that they need and all the stuff that will really, really help them. So if you outline it in an overview like this, and literally go through a lecture and teach them, hey, this is what I plan on teaching you, and this is exactly when it's coming, what will happen is they'll know that. And for the people that are more advanced and feel like they already know about goal setting, this is a bad example because it's mindset, so none of it's it's not step 1 to step 2, but for another course that's literally this is where you start, and this is the basics, and then this is the next step, and then this is the advanced things, and these are the things that you want to tweak at the end, right? For most people, they're going to be able to skip. So if they don't want to learn about the goal setting, or they don't want to learn about physical health or long game versus short game, right? They can skip ahead to the topics and the lectures that they specifically came there for, or they specifically want to learn. Now that's really, really great for also being one of the things that we'll talk about too, also being one of the lectures and the free previews that you can show, so people know exactly what's offered in the course, and they'll know ahead of time if they want to take it and buy it, right? That's a great method to basically attract other students into your course from the landing page. But more importantly, it's going to accumulate more watch time, right? So if you have let's say 50% of your students will all love the course and they go through start to finish, right? That's not going to happen, but let's just assume. And then 20 people will just immediately just drop off. They didn't like the course. They might not like, what was being taught. They might not, resonate with you as an instructor, right? So then that's 70% of your students. And then the other 30%, are people that could potentially watch certain lectures or like the second half of the course or like just like lectures like 3 to 10 or whatever they're interested in, right? They're not going to watch the entire course, but there are certain things that they want to know within the course and they just specifically want to watch those. You are going to significantly increase your overall watch time for that course, which is a major ranking factor if you capitalize on that last 30% and some of their watch time, right? So you're getting 50% watch time already in this example. The other 20% are people that are just not going to give you any watch time really at all because they just didn't like it. That's to be expected. You can't please everybody. But that other 30% or that other 20% or that other, 10%, whatever it is super crucial. They're the people that you're doing this for so that they know exactly which lectures is the interesting stuff that they want to watch, right? You want to accumulate as much watch time with those people as you possibly can, and that's where this stuff comes in, right? Very, very important. I recommend and I dare you to try this. It will significantly improve your rankings and your watch time for Udemy courses. Now, you'll see here that we are on my laptop, my business laptop, so I don't have a lot of these here. I usually have a lot of them on my home computer. But so, just to give you an example, Entrepreneurship Accelerator Program, which is one of the ones that I started recently. I think I launched this like 2 weeks ago, and it's one of the ones that I give away for free, right? So this is an example of an outline. I literally go through, and granted, this is not like a major outline because this is just a Udemy course, right? You don't need to outline and literally go through every single talking point and write it out exactly what you're going to say. You should already know a lot of this stuff going in, and if you have to reference the outline, that's totally fine because you can just clip it out or cut it out in your editing, right? So, but what I do is I say, okay, this is the course welcome. So I'll go ahead, let's pretend I was about to film this. I'm going to read this right here. I'm going to say, okay, course welcome. Purpose of this course is to introduce you to a bunch of ways to get into entrepreneurship so you can better decide which business model that you like, which sticks out to you and gives you the best opportunity to succeed. I'm going to review that and be like, okay, that's the purpose. That's exactly what I outlined. That's what I want to convey in this lecture that I'm going to teach, right? And then I say, okay, the next one's the overview, and I check that one off. And then I want to remember to say, okay, before starting anything, you do have to decide what your goals are financially, your time invested, and what your schedule is that you can work with currently, right? So basically what I'm doing is I'm outlining key points. This is a great example of this, right? So the key with entrepreneurship is, and then I have all these key points that I want to hit on. Very, very important for both you as an instructor to make sure that you're not wasting your students' time on Udemy because you want to accumulate more watch time. Also hitting on key points as fast as possible. But more importantly, just like I said, it's obviously important for you, but it's more important for the overall watch time. Now, to give you just one more example before we hop off to this. So if we go to Passive Income Accelerator Program, you can see just how much longer this one gets. It's significantly longer, and I don't even think this is the full one. This is like one of the original copies. So you can see just how much I went through and outlined, every single thing that I want to talk about in this entire course and just how detailed it is. There's a reason for that. I want to make sure that I hit on all the important stuff and I don't leave anything out. I don't leave even just a sliver of information out for you. I want to deliver as much value to you as possible. So if I don't outline that, I don't remember that, I can't just do that off memory. There's going to be lulls in there where I'm like, what did I want to talk about? Oh, that's right. It's just going to come off a lot differently. You're not going to be able to chunk it down. So I highly recommend that you outline, exactly what you want to talk about and then kind of chunk it down. So if I were basically doing this for a Udemy course, I wouldn't show all this stuff, right? I would just summarize the lecture in maybe like one sentence or like 1 or 2 terms, right? So watch time is crucial. That would be the lecture. That would be exactly what I'd say. So what I would do here is I'd go like, watch time is crucial, and that'd be the title of this lecture, right? And then this one be like, can also drop links in niche specific groups. What is going on? So I'd be like dropping links in niche specific groups, right? And then I would delete that. And that'd be just like the title of the lecture. And this one would be like educational announcements versus promotional announcements, right? And then that's how that would look. And then I would basically, in the overview, I'd tell you, okay, so in lecture 32, we're going to talk about watch time and why that's crucial. A lot of people overlook that. Then we're going to move on to dropping links in niche-specific groups. It's very, very beneficial for you as an instructor. That's how you're going to basically do it. It's really, really, really going to improve your overall watch time, and I highly recommend that you try it.